Hey, what's up YouTube? LoftonTcg here, bringing you a long-awaited binder update video. If you guys follow me on Twitter, you guys will know that I just finished both of my collections, but today we're going to be showcasing the green binder. If you guys have seen me in person at an event, you know exactly what's in there. If you don't, stay tuned and we'll just go through it real quick. Alright guys, and so here we have it, the green binder, and let's open this bad boy up. First page here, we're going to have the tournament pack ultra rares and then an extra needleworm, because this one actually was slightly miscut, so I didn't really like how that was, so I wanted to make sure I got myself one that lined up perfectly. So all these are the TP ultras. These are the first tournament packs that you guys are used to Astral pack, or I mean I guess now OTS packs because we're on OTS 19. But this is where it started. These cards from the tournament packs. Back then, 1850 for a vanilla monster was absolutely huge. These monsters had a huge impact. Well, that monster had a huge impact in the game until I believe Gemini Elf came out, and that was in 1900, and that was crazy. So I only went with singles for these. When I was planning out the binder space, it just kind of worked out that way. Now we're going to move over here to the turbo packs. So we have our JDs, our Hercs, our Caius, Altis, and then in the same set, so this turbo pack 1, it was an ultra rare and an ultimate rare. So Heraclinos, Chaos Sork is the ultra, Caius has the ultimate, Dark Grepher has the ultra. This bad boy finished up the set for me. It's actually finished up the binder for me this past weekend. This card was almost impossible to find. Almost nobody wanted to get rid of this card because of Edison formats, or I mean the same thing with Caius too. Honestly, just old formats coming back. We move on to Turbo Pack 4, 5, and 6. Tragodia, Colossal Fighter, Dark Arm Dragon, the Father I Never Had. And then the Ultras, Gotham Z called Dark Hole and Sangan. These guys jumped up for a while ago. It was crazy. I remember I was at a venue and I was looking to pay 20 on them, and because I didn't check the price for the weekend, and they were like 70s. I was like, who did this? Figured that out real quick. And then the Turbo Pack 7 Catastrophe. This set kind of fell off pretty hard. Turbo Pack 7 wasn't really anything people were searching after. But they came back with the Turbo Pack 8 Thunder King Skill Drain, and that was absolutely crazy because Skill Drain was at 3 back then, way back then too. So this was, unfortunately, they never went to Turbo Pack 9. So these spots are just gonna end up being blank, and it'll probably be the only blank spot in the binder, sadly. And then that's when Konami decided to transition into Astro packs. So here we go. And every Astral pack had 3 ultimate rares, so you'll be seeing a set of each ultimate rare now. The Tsukiyomi Debris Dragon and Thoton Thrashers for 1, and Atlantean Dragoons, Papillopapyrus, and Spellbook of Power. Here are the first installment of the Atlantean cards. Actually, as a matter of fact, the only one that got the ulti treatment. Sad. Maystroke, Tanky. This card put in a lot of work over the formats, as you guys all know, especially with the Zodiac format. Dandelion was a hot card because of plants. Max C, free my man, he did absolutely nothing wrong. And then the Necro Valleys down here. That was a good card too, actually. Good anti-meta card. And then we skipped into our era of the Bujin meta, and that was a very fun meta to play. I guess it depends who you ask. The Gaga Cowboy and the Pot of Duality. Now this card is going absolutely crazy right now because of the old formats, and definitely a pretty penny these days. Follow over here to Tour Guides, number 11 Big Eye, and Trap Hole Nightmare. The money cards in this was definitely actually the Big Eye and the Tour Guide on release. This card never really got to see too much play. Had a little bit of influx in its time though. The Gaia Charger and the Castell Spell Shattering Arrows. Astro Pack 7 was definitely lackluster. I wonder if that's just a theme that they had since Turbo Pack 7 was kind of lackluster too. And then carried on over to the Trishula, Mystical Space Typhoon, and Fiendish Chain. Fiendish Chain had a lot of applications around the time of release. Teller Knights was being played a little bit, and the Mystical Space Typhoon was the back row spot removal of choice. And then we are on over to the OTS packs. And now we are on OTS 19, so there are 19 sets of these. Unfortunately, Konami stopped the Astral packs. In my opinion, I don't know. It went with the turbo packs because they stopped the turbo packs at 08 as well. But I just honestly felt like maybe it should have just went to at least 10. But whatever. But the OTS pack started off super strong, especially with the Mass Hero Darklaw. This card is a hero card, so it just fetches a pretty penny right now. Battle for Artemis and Vanity's Fiend coming in on release. They were pretty pricey, but they've settled down a little bit now. The Fall King, Kuraz, and the Regeki. Not really too luxurious there, but I think the Regeki is coming back to 3 definitely helped that price bump a little bit. Swap Frogs are going absolutely crazy right now because of splites. Too bad these will never see play because anything in the binder I try to keep in the binder. I don't want to move out of there. I want to keep the cards as near mint as possible. He says as using a monster binder. Speedroid Terratot, this card's at 1 for a reason. This card is absolutely insane. And the Grand Pulse down there. This card got to see a little bit of play. Terratot got to see obviously enough play. And Swap Frog saw a decent amount of play. And it took them forever to give this the ulti treatment. We over here, the S39 Utopia, the Instant Fusion of the Solemn Strike, or the Instant Fusion of the Solemn Strikes definitely took precedence on the power cards of this set. The S39 wasn't too crazy, but it did come up back then. And I think this is where the OTS packs really had a turn. OTS 5. They started putting hand traps in. The first one was Ghost Ogre. Zodiac Whiptail when it was zoo format, so obviously this was honestly a pretty powerful, very, very powerful OTS pack, simply because we had Zodiac Dracos, True Draco Zodiac. So terraforming, I put a lot of work in there for the diagram searches as well. And moving over here, the Deco Talker, Brilliant Fusion and Invocation. This card is banned. This card was extremely powerful. I definitely do think we could probably bring this card back, though. And I don't think it would really shake up the meta. I think the game's just way too fast right now. But Invocation still sees play to this day with some specific Invoke players. Shout out to you, Joe Dietrich. And then moving over to the Herald of Orange Lights, Link Spiders, and Cosmic Cyclones. I believe the Link Spider is the first Link monster printed. No, obviously Decode, but we started getting way heavier into Link monsters here. But the Cosmic Cyclones, obviously, these are a stable back row removal even now. Moving over to more hand traps, Droll and Lockbird, an amazing hand trap here. Sky Striker, Ace Kagari. This era was crazy. This Astral pack OTS pack had an insane amount of value in it. Even the Scapegoats were crazy, and this card got hit to 1. Like Scapegoat was at 1, Kagari was at 1, almost everything was at 1 except for everything was at 1 except for the Droll and Lockbird. So again, a crazy pack. And then, as you know, we pretty much got the Ulti-Link treatment for the next few OTS packs, but got the set of Stratos, the Trickstars, and the Shizukus, Thunder Dragon Colossus, Rest in Peace, Mon Boy, and Hayate and Orcus. This was a great triangle format right here. We got the Strikers, Thunder Dragons, and Orcus, and that I honestly thought that was a pretty healthy format. Any format that just has 3 decks to worry about is kind of just... I personally like it. It's a lot easier to deck build. It's a lot easier to side deck than 15 decks to choose from. And then following that, we got the last stragglers here for the Orcust and the Sky Striker treatment, the Kaina and the Dingirsu, and then I believe our first pot ulti here, playable pot ulti, because I believe Pot of Greed was Duels Pack Kaiba, and that's just obviously banned, so we can't use that. And then even Pot of Desires went to 1 at one point, and he's back at 2. So OTS cards have been absolutely crazy. Circling over here to the Chaos Dragon Legionnaire, because that tore up Thunder Dragon format quite a bit. Thanks, Jesse Cotton. And then the Twin Twister, Solemn Judgment. These Twin Twisters definitely still see play, and Solemn Judgment sees a little bit of play. Not too much on the Chaos Dragon. This was a pretty weak OTS pack, honestly. I have no idea what made them print these. Nothing's really stuck out in the format that made us need the Book of Moon, the Abyss Dweller, or the Trap Trick. But yeah, this one was very lackluster. And then you move over here. Super Poly wasn't really used at the time for OP14, and obviously Tomb Kingdom was never used. So, but the Nibiru definitely saved this pack. And I think I remember on release the Nibirus were like $100 each, and now they're like $150. But what's super awesome about these Nibirus are the attack and defense stats. The zeros are off lettered, only for the NA printing though, so that's pretty unique for North American packs. And then moving over to 15, pretty lackluster as well. The Hulk is what saved it, and pretty much the rest of the OTS packs just been pretty much just one card in there that saved the whole pack. Armed Dragon level 10 and the Dark Wickream Dragon didn't really do anything. This got to see some play in the Phantom Knights because they got pretty popular. But Hulk's still around, so this card needs to go. How many more cards need to be banned for your sins? Moving over here, Cyber Dragon. Definitely missed the Cyber Dragon meta. There was definitely a little bit of time there where Cyber Dragons were, you could see maybe 1 or 2 per event, but these came a little late. But since we already do have the original Cyber Dragon ultis too, so those were obviously just better looking. And then the Firewall Dragon came late, but this one was needed, and then the Forbidden Droplet saved this whole pack. And moving over here to, I believe, 18? 17? 17, yeah. Utopia. I have no idea why they printed this card again. And it baffles me. We did not need another printing of this card. Just a slot filler, in my opinion. Blackluster Soldier was definitely a needed reprint at the time, and then they just flooded us with the reprints. And then Infinite Imperm was definitely the one that saved that pack. And then moving over here to 18. So, unpopular opinion, just we had way too many printings of Ecclesia. The regular Ultra, the Starlight, the Prismatic, and then we got the OTS Ulti. So there was no real demand for this card. I love the card. It's a beautiful card, obviously, but this wasn't the selling point of the pack. Divine Arsenal kind of had a little bit of play. It was starting to phase out a little bit when this pack got released. But Fusion Destiny was the reason why this pack was sought after, because we had a meta-defining moment with Phoenix Enforcers, so everybody wanted to get their hands on the OTS ultis for this one. And then last but not least, because we've got another OTS 20 coming up here in a couple months, my personal favorite, the Fallen of Albaz. And as you guys would know, this card is a special spot in my heart. But this was actually a pretty powerful pack in my opinion, with the Water Enchantresses and the skill drains. Unfortunately, the quality control for Konami is not up to par lately. I don't know why. I do know that they have shifted the paper that they usually print the cards on. The paper is actually a little bit more flimsy now, and if you've opened up any packs recently, you can definitely tell the quality. But this pack was kind of a bust as far as value-wise goes. I think everything's sitting around 50 or something on this set, so pretty lackluster as far as value, but collector-wise, they definitely do look pretty good. And the ulti shimmer on the Enchantress definitely went above and beyond. And quite honestly, if they printed rights as an ulti in the next one, if I do play the Adventurer package, I probably would play the ultis over the CR, especially if they do the ulti treatment right on the right. So there you have it, guys. This is the ulti OTS Astral Pack Tournament Pack Binder, and that's going to be it for that. I have another collection that I would like to show you guys, and if you're up for it, let me know. We'll see what we can get this video to, and if you don't really care about it, I'm sure you guys will let me know in the comments. So until next time, guys, thank you.